This is your boy DJ Leon D. I told you on day one, the very first episode, that we're going to talk about a lot of different things, primarily food. We talk about food a lot because we know a lot about food. And looking at a lot of you, so do you. So let's get right into it. You know, I had a buddy come over and, we was talking about some food. I had the grills going. I was barbecuing a lot of things, not just grilling, but barbecuing. And this is how it went down. He brought his family over, I don't want to say family, but, his blended family, because she had a lot of kids by somebody before she met him. You know how that goes. So what happened was I cooked a lot of food, a lot of good food. Everybody was enjoying the food. And then he came, he said, hey, we don't want no barbecue sauce on our meat. Not a problem. I don't sauce my meat up. I let you sauce your own meat because only you know what you want to taste. So this is what happened. He said, yeah, man, she's losing weight. She lost 40 pounds. And I said, oh, that's good. That's good. It's very, very healthy. And I said, well, I can tell you right now, I don't know anybody who ever eaten some of my food and lost weight. That just ain't possible. He goes, no, because she look like she's a restaurant kind of girl. Like she eats a lot of unhealthy food because she lost 40 pounds. And to be honest about it, I didn't notice. Matter of fact, I don't think anybody noticed. But when you lose weight, the problem is, where did you start? If you start at 160 pounds, you lost 40 pounds, everybody know. You start at 400 pounds, you lost 40 pounds, nobody knows. That's just how life works. So he said, well, she really, really worked hard on losing the weight. I said, that's good. That's good. As you get older, you want to get healthier. Nothing wrong with that at all. And he said, she uses Ozempic. I said, hold it. That's not working hard to lose weight. That's a fat person way of saying that I want to eat what I want to eat as much as I want to eat, but I don't want to do anything to lose the weight. So I told my buddy, I said, that's kind of like going to a hot dog eating contest and everybody smokes weed but you. Because everybody smokes weed but you don't stand a chance. Because I got some cousins, they smoke weed, they'll eat 5 packs of hot dogs nonstop without even batting an eye. Don't faze them a bit. So he was kind of like, no, Ozempic ain't as easy as people make it look like it is. I say, yes, it is. If you can do nothing and maintain, if you can do nothing at all and maintain losing weight and you're doing nothing, that's cheating. You're not doing anything. The drugs are. Yeah, the drugs are. That's kind of like a meth head wanting you to say, hey, good job for getting off meth. No, you should have never been on meth. So he really, really took it to heart that I didn't want to go over and say, hey, you're looking good. 360 pounds ain't looking good to 99% of most guys in the world. Matter of fact, that's called a baby elephant from where I'm from. Yeah. It just don't work that way. So, the whole time, I said, hey, man, it's not no disrespect. As long as the person's trying to lose weight, I'm all for it. But if a person's going to cheat, there's nothing I can say. Nothing I can say at all. You're going to get an Ozempic or one of these other Wegovy or whatever they call themselves, one of these other cheating drugs. Those are not for weight loss. Those are for medical conditions that somebody figured out that you can lose weight even if you don't have that medical condition. But let me tell you though, the people who are taking it normally have that medical condition. It's called eating a lot and exercising none at all. That's who Ozempic and Wegovy is made for. Yeah, it's made for those folks who eat a lot and don't do anything but sit on their ass. That is what it is. Because most people, now don't get me wrong, some people who are diabetics, they inherit it, they got problems. But a lot of diabetics are just fat. You're not born fat. You're not born fat. I've never seen a fat skeleton. No, never seen a fat skeleton. You have had some bad habits over a long period of time, and that's why you're fat. and people say, don't you feel bad for them? Why would I feel bad for somebody who's fat? That's like me giving my money to an NFL player because he's broke now. At some point, you was making a lot of money that you just misused and abused. That's just how it works. And if you do that, I don't feel sorry. Matter of fact, speaking of feeling sorry, I don't feel sorry for most people on this earth. Not knowing my background and where I'm at today versus where I started, no, I can't feel sorry for you. It is what it is. Matter of fact, I'm mad at the fact that you even think I should be feeling sorry for you. But if you're just a big person, you're a big person. But there's a way to rectify that. It's called exercise, eating less, drinking less, drink water, not just sodas. There's a lot of ways around this problem that you got. So I guess to him, she had made a lot of progress because she was not as big as she was probably when he met her. But let me tell you right now, oh, baby well ain't got nothing on her. Not at all. They both are in the pool. You can harpoon both of them, not knowing which one you hit. Because it's not that much difference outside of one got a little longer hair than the other. So you people who want to do things the easy way and don't want to work for what you get, I can't feel sorry for you, and I don't feel sorry for you. Matter of fact, I look at it like this way. You just a problem that's been a problem that's going to be a problem. So we're going to call you problem. Yeah, that's how it works. So I look at people like that sometimes and I be thinking to myself, I know you got to have a scale somewhere in your house. You got to have a scale. If you don't have a scale, something's totally wrong. You got to have a scale because you don't just wake up and say, damn, I'm fat. You don't go to bed at 150 pounds and wake up 300 pounds. You don't do it. Can't be done. Impossible. You have seen yourself grow, not necessarily in height. A lot of it is in width. So my whole thing is when I see people like that, it just knocks me out because like I said, it's kind of like, the guy who shot you put a Band-Aid on you and you're supposed to say thank you to him. No, that bastard shot me. I'm not saying thank you. I don't care if you saved my life. You almost took my life. My life was fine before you came there with a gun that you didn't know how to use or shot the wrong person. That's exactly how it works. I mean, you don't think the people who did something wrong and now they found a light in the sun and want to do it right, they should have never did it wrong. Yeah, so there's no give me a high five for me putting a Band-Aid on that bullet wound that I shot you, where I shot you at. That's not how Leon works. So, he was proud of her. And as long as you proud of her and you like what you see, the hell with everybody else. You can't go by what everybody else see and want everybody else to give you, accolades for something that should have not been messy from the very beginning. Because it's definitely messy when you just grow, and grow. And some people, they're fat, and I'm gonna be honest about it. It's not necessarily their fault. It's their parents. If you are a parent and your kid passes you up in weight, you don't see a problem with that. You got to say, hey, listen, I'm your daddy. I'm 6'5", and I weigh 250 pounds, maybe 300. You 5'6", and you weigh maybe 300. If you're a parent, you got to step in and say, listen, hey, you little fat bastard, put down that third hot dog. You go outside and run around, do something to exercise, go to the bathroom. Because obviously if you're fat, you're taking in more than you're putting out. Those are facts. It's not something you make up or you get mad at somebody and you say, hey, listen, I'm just going to throw something out there. No, those are facts. The evidence is there. It's there. So, it's kind of like how I tell people all the time about managing money. If you're going to go broke before you go broke. We all know that. I know if I got a light bill coming in, it's going to be $150, $200, maybe $500, and I got $40 in the bank. I know we got a problem. I know that light bill is going to come in the mail. I kind of know what day it's going to come. I might be off by a day or two at the most, but I know that my light bill is going to come the 28th of every month. I know when it's due. So I know if I'm broke on the 21st and don't get paid until the next month, we got a problem. So if I'm going to borrow money, I'm going to start looking to borrow money on that particular day that when my account get below what my bill is going to do, and it's going to be. Yeah. I mean, we got a problem. So how that relates to fat and food, my food is never going to have you lose weight. I don't cook that kind of food. My food is what they call sweet comfort food. I don't cook salads. I don't cook pita bread. I don't cook gluten-free stuff. No. I don't cook those kind of things. When people leave my house or eat my food, they know they're going to gain some weight. They know that you got to go work it out. Go work it out. That's why I do sports. I officiate. I play some of them. I stay active because I like to eat what I want to eat when I want to eat it and how I want to eat it. I like to do that. So for me to stay the size I am, to stay 5'10", 170, I know I got to put some effort into it. I'm not going to take a shot to my ass or my wrist or my whatever with Ozempic just to eat what I want to eat. No, I go and put my hustle on to do things I got to do so I can eat what I want to eat. That's how I see life. But don't think that people who cheat, no, they're just fat and greedy and lazy. That's the biggest thing, lazy. People who wants to eat, that's just what they are. They don't want to put any work in outside of chomping their lips together. That's how they see life. And this newest generation, they are worse than anybody. I go to the softball field or tracker or the football field. I see a lot of people exercising. All of them seem to be older. I don't see any Gen Zs or millennials. It's not like when I grew up where everybody played a sport. I played basketball, not on a team because I wasn't very good, but I was great at baseball. You know, I was great at soccer because I was a small dude who could run, kick, and do all that. So a shorter person was in basketball. My school had everybody over 6'6" on the basketball team. So I knew that I played basketball with my friends just to stay in shape. You know, hell, we shot marbles in the dirt in the rain just to stay in shape. I did all that kind of stuff. These Gen Zs and millennials, they are the laziest people in the world. They feel entitled. They feel that way because we make it that way for them as their parents. But they are lazy as hell. I got a son that if you gave out a trophy for the laziest person in America, he would win with no problem. He would get all the votes from everybody who knew him. My son, he finished college. He did a lot of things, got a job. He ain't the kind of kid that's going to ever let you get him to do something twice in one day. He ain't that kind of kid. Not my son. I tell my son to mow the grass. Oh, he'll mow the grass. But he ain't going to never tell you when he finished. Because he is gone. He look for a break. He'll lay in bed until 11, 12 o'clock when his day's off. And you can be up downstairs the whole time. I can leave and go to the store for 3 minutes. He done jumped up, took a shower, and gone. All within 3 minutes. Yeah. He's afraid you're going to ask him to do something. He is so afraid. But when he needs something, he's easy to find. Because he's going to find you. You ain't got to sit there and wonder what he's doing, where he's at. No, he's going to find you. So, like I said earlier, you don't enter a food eating contest with a weed smoker and you don't smoke weed. You can't win. It can't be done. Because that's cheating. They already got an advantage. People who lose weight by Ozempic and Wegovy and everything else, keep it to yourself. Have everybody thinking that you're doing something special. You're working out. You're going to the gym. You join the YMCA. Have people thinking that. Even though they know you're not doing that, have them thinking that. And because we know you're losing weight too fast. If you're 40 years old, 30 years old, and you've been 300 pounds, 350. All of a sudden, a week later, you weigh 260. We all know what you did. We all know. But don't bring it up about weight, because the first thing when someone loses weight, they want to tell everybody else around them they lost weight. But the one thing they don't want to tell you is how. They don't want to tell you how they lost weight. And they tell you, I got to buy new clothes, girl. Oh, these clothes are just too big. They wasn't too big last week until you discovered Ozempic. You know, it was not last week too big for you. But my whole thing is this. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting to lose weight. What's wrong with how you do it. Because now you're giving yourself a drug to be addicted, because the minute you stop taking Ozempic or Wegovy or whatever those diet pills are, or weight loss pills, whatever you're doing, once you stop that weight is coming back, because your mouth is still going to eat at the same pace it was when you're on drugs. Your mouth is going to eat at the same pace. You're going to end up buying those same big girl clothes again. You're going to be back in the big girl section. You're going to be back in those areas again. So if you lose weight very slow, then a lot of people may think that you're actually doing something to lose the weight outside of taking a shot of Ozempic or Wegovy. They may think that maybe this person is really doing some real work, and hey, I'm going to encourage them. I'm going to encourage them. If you're doing Ozempic, I ain't encouraging you to do shit but eat, because I know you're eating. Yeah, and I know people who don't eat at work. I eat a small snack. I don't eat a lot. I got a salad. You don't get your 400 pounds by eating a lot of salads. No. You are eating the same meat that you ate when you were young. And if you're smart, you see your parents are big as hell. You're not smart if you get just as big. Because a lot of parents, they'll eat a whole chicken. I had a couple of fat people I knew. When they had dinner at night, they ate a chicken. They had a whole chicken each, and the 3-year-old son ate the same thing. Yeah, the 3-year-old son, he ate a whole chicken too, and I saw him. And he's 25 years old, and he's about 5'5" by 5'5". Yeah, he's a big boy. You can tell he was lazy his whole life, because he sweat when he said hello. He said hello. Whew, that took a lot of energy out of me. Say hello. Yeah. He's not going anywhere in life. He's going to be what he's going to be. And I'm sure the parents are all good with that. They just say he's just going to be a fat ass kid. And as a parent, I would feel bad if I know I'm a mess. I look a mess. I know I'm a mess. I know I'm 5 feet 10. I'm 280 pounds, 300 pounds. I know I'm fat. Why would I want my kid to be that way? There's no way in hell I want my kid to be that way. No. That's embarrassing. Now my kids that way, and people are going to make fun of your kids in school. Now, if he's real tall and big, they're going to leave him alone because he's going to whip their ass. But if he ain't, yeah, they embarrassed. So my whole point is, don't want or don't expect accolades from people who cheat. So if you don't get the accolades, don't worry about it. Leave the subject alone. You brought up your wife trying to lose weight and she's doing a good job and she don't eat no barbecue sauce. You could have said, hey, you got any meat without barbecue sauce? And I got a whole pan over there that I would have given to you. But no, you brought the weight thing in thinking that I'm going to give her accolades for cheating. Well, like I said, we keep it real on this channel. So, hey, it is what it is, man. I just told you that, hey, I'm not going to give a cheater accolades. I'm not doing none of that kind of stuff. So this is your boy, DJ Leon D. We tell you like it is. We keep it real. Peace out. Ozempic ain't the way to go. Because at some point, you're going to have a health problem that you can't fix being on that drug for years. Because we know you're going to go back to that weight. Peace.